What's going on, you guys? TBR here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another King of Fighters All-Star video. In today's video, we are going to be addressing all you new players out there, so listen up. Those of you who are just signing up for the game for the very first time for the Street Fighter collaboration, yeah, I see you guys out there. If you have questions, if you're considering what you should be doing in the King of Fighters All-Star, if you're lost and just need questions answered, don't worry, in today's video, we got you. Because I am going to be going over arguably the most important information resource on the internet right now for all things the King of Fighters All-Star, and we're going to be breaking it down and talking about it in today's video, as well as showing you guys a strategy guide for the King of Fighters All-Star that I bet you didn't even know existed. But before we get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Cue the intro. Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to go ahead and take the opportunity today to go ahead and address all the new players out there. So this is going to be for all of you guys out there who are just getting into the game. Maybe you heard about the Street Fighter V collaboration and that has caused you to download the game for the first time. Maybe you're somebody that just found the game because of the King of Fighters 15 and you decided to check it out. You've joined the game for that reason. Whatever the case may be, in today's video, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys some information that you may or may not already have, but it is something that is completely and utterly invaluable to new players just starting out in this game. Because one of the biggest things when it comes to the King of Fighters All-Star that you hear people complain about is how it feels like it is overwhelming. There's a ton of stuff going on. There's so much content that most people that get into the game for the first time just feel lost. Well, in today's video, I want to go ahead and I want to break down a page that myself and the rest of the community have put together in order to give you guys kind of a one-stop shop for information when it comes to the King of Fighters All-Star, including, like I mentioned, a basically strategy guide for the game that will walk you through not just from the beginning, just downloading the game and how you should start out, but also all of the end game content. So there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to go ahead and go over today. Luckily, we have it all condensed into one page, and I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description to this page for you guys. That way you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. But I also want to go ahead and walk you through some of this stuff, specifically the new player and endgame guides, but I also want to kind of go over this page with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And again, links will be in the description to this page, but this is over on the official subreddit. So for those of you who are unaware, I am one of the administrators for the official subreddit. And as you guys can see, we do have something that we call the New Player Lounge mega thread. Now, when it comes to this mega thread, really what it was originally designed to be was kind of a place for people who are new to the game to go and ask questions. However, over time it has evolved and it has become more of a resource than anything, so that people can get as much information and have as much information at their fingertips as possible when it pertains to the King of Fighters All-Star. And so that way people don't necessarily have to go searching all around the internet to find all of these information resources. So when you go to this page, the first big thing that I want to talk about, like I had mentioned, is going to be the new player guides. So this new player guide was put together by one of our community members, Tai.ar from Discord. If you guys are not aware of him, I will have a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. But as you guys will see here, he did go ahead and put together, with the help of the rest of the Discord community, 3 different guides that are all going to be predicated upon helping new players advance through the game and learn all the things that they need to know in order to play the game. So basically what you'll see here is you will have a starting guide, a mid-game guide, and an end-game guide. I'm not going to go through all 3 of these today. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of information in these, but I want to go ahead and show you guys how these work. So as you guys will see here, this is going to be the starting guide, and this thing is laid out very, very well. Tai put a ton of time and effort into this thing, and as you guys can see, you're even going to have a table of contents, so that way you will know exactly where you need to go to find any particular information that you might be looking for. But there's going to be plenty of scans, it's going to be very easy to read, and yes, this is also something that on your mobile devices is also easily readable, so depending on where you're at, you shouldn't have any excuse as to why you can't read through this thing. But if you go through here, what you are going to find is you you are going to have information on pretty much every little detail in the King of Fighters All-Star. Now, of course, this one here is the starting guide, so this is going to be walking you through a lot of kind of just the basics of the game, like your menus and your UI and some of your basic information about the game. But as you advance through these guides, you're going to find that this also walks you through pretty much every different game mode currently available in the King of Fighters All-Star. Not only that, but Tai is working on getting this updated again, so this is something that will continually get updated as time goes by and as new content gets added into the game. But as you go through here, if you're a new player and you have questions about the game, basically think of these as a strategy guide for the King of Fighters All-Star. If you're not old enough to remember or to know what a strategy guide was, well then, yeah, this is what it was. But basically, you don't need to have a big old book in your hands in order to get all this information. That is one of the nice things about the advancement of the internet. So you have this all at your fingertips at any given time. And I highly recommend that you guys go through here and you check these things out, because to be honest with you guys, I get a ton of questions about all these different things in the game, but really most all of the questions that people might have would easily be answered by simply going in here and checking out these guides. If you ever have a question about a particular thing in the game, chances are if you look through these guides, and again, you will have table of contents for everything, you're probably going to find that you can get it answered in here. And this is the ultimate resource right now on the internet for the King of Fighters All-Star. There really isn't another resource out there that is as detailed or as in-depth as this one. So I wanted to make sure that I went ahead and I pointed this out. Like I said, there's 3 different guides here. They're all going to be right at the top of the list of resources in this new player lounge. And if you're somebody that needs help, even if you're an intermediate or an advanced player, a lot of times this will answer questions. It might even have details that you may not even have known about the game and might be playing the game forever now. So definitely check this out. Like I said, it's chock full of information, and this is the #1 thing that I would point people towards if they're just getting into the game, because 90% of the time they are going to be completely lost, and instead of having to go through a ton of different videos and searching out all these different avenues to find information, all that stuff will be in here. And in fact, there are even going to be videos listed in some of this stuff from YouTube that you can go to get visual representations of what he's talking about in here. So this stuff is very, very important, and I feel like if you're a new player, this is the first place that I would start, is by checking out these guides and getting as much information as humanly possible. Now, with that being said, whenever you're a new player, there are going to be a ton of different information resources out there that you're going to want to know about scattered across the internet. And what we have done with this page is we've actually gone ahead and we've condensed it all into easy to find links here in this resource. So as you guys can see under resources and guides, we're going to have all of the official resources for the game, as well as some of the community driven resources for the game. So you're going to have everything from the Kofus official website to the official forums, not only just the global versions, but also the Korean versions. You're also going to have the Facebook pages, the Twitters, Manager Kiki's official YouTube channel, all these different information resources, including something that a lot of people I don't think necessarily even know exists sometimes. But this guy here is actually going to be the data mine database, where you can find a ton, and some of these are going to be old data mines, but a ton of data mines that are going to be archived in this section. So if you're somebody that's interested in that kind of stuff, that's another really good resource to have. And there's just a ton of information in this page for you guys to find. So I definitely recommend that you go through this section as well, because again, there's going to be a ton of stuff in there that a lot of people may not even know exists. And then on top of that, we also have a wonderful YouTube community here for the King of Fighters All-Star. There are a ton of content creators across the planet right now that are covering this game on a daily, weekly basis. And when it comes to that, I do have a ton of those listed here as well. So if you guys are ever looking for help when it comes to visually, or if you just prefer to watch your YouTube videos for your information, and we've got you covered there. There's a ton of different YouTube creators here that are dedicated almost solely to the King of Fighters All-Star. And if you're somebody that is a content creator for the King of Fighters All-Star and you would like to be featured on this list, go ahead and send me a DM and I'll make sure you get on there. And then of course, finally, we have the Discords. Now, if you guys are ever looking for a community, maybe you're somebody that's asking if you can find a guild, or you're somebody that just wants a place to go and chat about the game that's not the official forum, then yeah, we got you covered there. So there's plenty of different Discords out there. We have them all linked right here in this resource as well. So like I said, you guys, there's a ton of information in here. If you are a new player, however, this is definitely something that you should take advantage of. Like I said, this is due to the hard work of me and the rest of the community putting this page together, as well as the various members of the community that have put together these various resources that are in here, such as King Tai.ar, Saint, and the like. Like I said, there's a ton of different players out there that have put these things together to help you guys out. And I know that as a new player, it can seem daunting at first, but if you're a new player, like I said, I will have a link in the description to all of this stuff. But I think that the biggest thing that you should do is definitely take a look at all of these different guides, because honestly, you guys, if you're a new player and you're still having trouble with the game, you should definitely be checking these guides out, because this is pretty much going to give you all the information that you need to know right at your fingertips. And like I said, it even works on mobile, so you have really no excuse to not have this stuff available to you whenever you want it. So that is going to be today's video, you guys. I figured I should take time today to go ahead and make this video, because like I said, I've noticed there are a ton of new players getting into the game right now. Specifically, I've noticed a lot of new signups for things such as the sub here on my YouTube channel. I've had a lot of new subscribers. Big shout out to you guys. But when it comes to that, I think that this is something that is going to prove to be very valuable, not just now, but going forward, as I'm sure we are going to see even more new players added into the game with the lament of the Street Fighter V collaboration. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that they knew where to go for all this information. But with that being said, you guys, that's going to be today's video. I hope you all found it informative. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. You all take care. Peace.
Continue. Game over.